In this video, we will study all available tools included on the Builder's interface. We will build our EA projects here. Firstly, we will see the buttons and options on the menus on top of the interface. Then we will see the components of the design area. We start on top left corner of the screen. Here we find a link with the website name leading us to the fxDreema homepage. On its right, we have the following menus from left to right. Project menu. If we select it, we are offered 4 options. The first one is loading any project from those currently saved in our fxDreema account. A window will pop up. There, we can select any of those we have created so far. The next option is New Project. Here we can create a new project to be included in our fxDreema account. By selecting it, a dialog window will pop up in which we will have to choose if we want to create a new EA or a script, as well as if we want it to be in MQ4 or MQ5 language. Then we can select the name for this new project and finally click on the Create button. The third option is importing a project from any other device into our fxDreema account. Here we must say that only those projects that have been previously created with fxDreema can be imported. It is not possible to import projects created from outside the platform. The last option is to create a copy link of the current active project. This option is especially useful to share our project in the community forum, so that it can be reviewed by any other user of the platform. The second available menu is called My Indicators. By selecting it, a dialog window pops up in which we can import into our fxDreema account any indicator in MQ4 or MQ5 format that is not offered by default on the platform. Later in this course, we will show how to use this option. The third available menu is the one corresponding to our fxDreema user profile. If we select it, we are offered 3 links. The first one is leading us to our personal profile. By clicking on it, we'll see it in a new browser window. Immediately below, we have the link that will allow us to pay the platform subscription fee. In our case, we are already subscribed, so we don't need to use it. Finally, we find a link that will disconnect us from the current open session on the platform. The fourth menu is the one corresponding to options. Here we are offered 2 links: Project Options and Global Options. If we select the first one, there are 3 available alternatives. The first one will show us the options of the current active project. By clicking on it, a dialog box pops up with detailed information about the technical characteristics of our project. Later in the course, we will show how to use this option. The second one is called Project Description. By clicking on it, a text box will open in which we can write all the relevant information for this project. The last one is dedicated to normalization of block identifiers. Its use is linked to the design area of the current project. Later in the course, we will show how to use this option. Now let's select the Global Options link. A dialog box will pop up with a series of items that allow us to customize the visualization of our projects. The first 2 show us the default path on our device where we will find any installed MT4 and MT5 platforms. We can modify them if necessary. The third one is a drop-down menu with which we can select whether we want to visualize the identifier number of the blocks or not. Later in the course, we will show its use. For the moment, we will keep the default option. The fourth one allows us to select the size of the font of the block titles, as we will also see later. Again, we will keep this one by default. Finally, we find a drop-down menu where we can select the platform language. We can choose between English and Bulgarian. If we want to confirm any change in this window, we must click on the Update button. The last menu is the Help one. If we select it, we are offered three options. The first one leads us to the tutorial page of the platform. We are led to this same page if we select the link with the same name on the screen top right corner. Additionally, we have a link to the examples page. The second option moves us in the forums of the fxDreema community. We can also go there if we click on the link with the same name that's on the screen's top right corner. Finally, if we select the Updates History option, we will be led to the sub-forum in which the latest platform's modification made by its designer are detailed. We have already seen some of the tools provided by the interface on the top right side of the screen. There we find a few more. Here we can see the number of our subscription days left. Once it reaches 0, we will have to renew it again if we want the platform to be fully functional. Immediately below, we find a link called History. By clicking on it, we will see a list with all the actions carried out in the current project until now. In this example, the list is very short because no actions have been made yet. Then we find the icon of Arrange that, when selected, will pop up the same dialog box for the project options previously seen before. These are the last two buttons that we can find on the top left corner of the builder. We will use them to export our project in MQ4 or EX4 format. In case we had selected MQL5 as the programming language of our project, the buttons would be called MQ5 and EX5. Later in the course, we will see its use. Let's see now the design area. Firstly, we will focus on the Design Tools column on the left. The first on top is where we can change the name of our current project. By clicking on it, we can modify the text and then confirm it by selecting Done. Immediately below, we have constants and variables. If we select any of them, a dialog box pops up in which all constants and variables that are being used in our current project are listed. We can create new ones and modify them here. Later in the course, we will explain how it works. The next available tool is used for creating new code blocks. As we will see below, fxDreema offers many available pre-configured blocks. However, if we are MQL programmers, we can create our own customized ones. To do so, we can select the Custom option. This leads to a new screen in which we can freely design them. It is not the aim of this course to deal with this platforms tool, so it will not be explained. All pre-configured code blocks offered by fxDreema are organized by a color that defines its function. Here they are. If we click on the title of each function, we will see the names of those blocks included. More than 200 are available in the builder. The aim of this course is teaching how to use and combine some of them to build our EA. Here we have a search engine that will let us easily find any block we want if we remember any of the words in its name. Just two examples. Now we write the word candle. And now the word cell. Finally, we have a series of tabs designed to separate all EA predefined events. On the OnInit tab, we will place those blocks that are initialized only once at the beginning of the EA. On the OnTimer tab, we will use those that are to be executed at a specific time only. On the OnTick tab, those that must be executed at every tick arriving to our MT4 or MT5 platform. As we are now in this tab, we see it highlighted. On the OnTrade tab, we will use those blocks that must be executed when they are linked to any action related to a market order only. On the OnChart tab, there will be those linked to any visual element appearing or disappearing on the active chart of our MT4, MT5 platform. Finally, on the Init tab, we will use those that must be executed only when the EA is deinitialized. Some of these tabs offer pre-configured blocks that are specific to that event and not available to any other. This is the case of the tabs OnTimer, OnTrade, and OnChart. Now that we know all elements and tools available in our interface, we can finally start designing.